you got to have your ground transportation.
Yes.
So in here we saw a couple of Model Ts. Those do run. We pull them out during the air shows. When people fly in, and then all the Model Ts are here from all over San Antonio and Austin and the like. But the transportation side is really over here. So we've got some tractors and things that haven't been rebuilt. But we wanted it to look, you know, like a garage. And, you know, really have the ability to let people see the various transportation components. So inside the office of the garage here, we have some of what average household items from the time period would look like. So we've got like sewing machines and wash basins and a stove and, you know, various lamps. Record player.
Just the one like my parents have.
Yeah.
Same model.
Yeah, my grandmother sewed on one of those for.
Yeah, they got it from my grandmother, and so yeah.
Telephony, record players, typewriters, cameras of the time period, cylinder records.
Telephones.
This is kind of nice because this is a Model T engine, but it shows you how the transmission works. So you have a brake, but all this does is stop the transmission.
Okay.
Right? It doesn't stop the wheels. That's important to know. This is your reverse gear, so you grab it up top and spin it backwards. And then this is your go foot, I like to call it. So down is low, neutral, and then high. And that was it. So you drove with your feet. Now where's the gas pedal, you say? It's up here on the steering wheel. So simple engine. They sold, it took in 1972, the VW Bug sold more cars than the Model Ts. So the Model T sold the most cars in the fastest period of time ever. So, and then we have our Model T and other engines.
Around the corner over here. Okay. You know where the office is?
So, oil, changing tires. These are called hit or miss engines, and they're all single cylinder, right? So back in the day, you didn't have electricity out here on the Texas farm. You got one of these.
Look at these, yeah.
And it ran like you could grind your corn, right? So this one's grinding corn. This one's pumping water. This one's your washing machine.
Yeah.
You want to run it? Sure. So to run
Wash
your
your
washing
clothes.
machine, go ahead.
Initially, these came out, Maytag came out with the aluminum tub out of
Yeah.
the revolutionized market in 1911 with an electric motor. The grandson of the owner said, hey, we got a market out there in the middle of these rural areas where there's no electricity. I'm
Yeah.
going to put a gas engine on it. So they did. So what they would do is they'd call their sales staff into a meeting and say, okay, everybody gets to take one of these. We go pick an area, find a farmhouse in the middle of
Nowhere,
everything,
yeah.
and you're going to give it to them. You're going to set it up and run it. Pretty soon all the neighbors came to see it, and they sold millions of them.
Damn.
Okay.
But anyhow, they
A lot of stuff
revolutionized.
go there. Yeah.
They're the ones they introduced, they educated.
Yeah.
I'll just turn it to us. And then I brought
See how much it fit?
I've got some.
Probably like not even a quarter of a basket. Yeah.
But you would fill this up with a bucket, put your soap in there and you'd wash it, and then run it through the wringer,
Yeah, ring it through.
and then you would drain the water out with this.
So more tests,
We would actually
but we'll see.
Hmm.
We'll see if there's
drain the water out, and then you put your rinse water in. So you have it really easy today.
Yeah.
The machine does all the
A
work
lot of
for
work,
you now.
yeah.
It work?
No, he couldn't get it started.
I started last night. How'd you shut it off?
Close that thing.
Yeah, it should start. How'd you? Somebody had started? It smells flooded.
Out of gas?
Here's the auto shop, like, you know, the airplane
Yeah.
shop over there. So here's where we actually build Model Ts. There's a scrap pile at the corner, and they just go get a new frame
Yeah.
and they build a car. So many of these were just a pile of junk and have been turned back into various cars. So we have the racers, more military. So when this started, what, a year and a half ago, maybe?
3 years ago.
Oh, 3 years ago, it was a rusty frame. And just pieces. And we built it up, and now we drive it around all over the place.
See, I have a crank at home, just a crank, because you have to wind.
Start.
Yeah, the start.
That's the
Yeah,
start you need.
yeah,
Everything behind it can be acquired.
yeah. I got it at a estate sale, and I'm like,
So everything in here is Model T, with the exception of this one, is a Model A. So this is the first years of the Model A, where they actually went from the 3-pedal to the actual stick shift. So this is just post, but it's a good piece to show sort of the transition. Like this one was made in 1926. This one was in 28. You'll see a lot of the styling cues from this carried over, right? Versus like this one, I think is a teens. It looks like with the radiator, it looks like the teens. And so you'll see a big difference. Not a huge difference, but for example, here the gas tank is under the seat,
oh wow.
right? In here, the gas tank has been moved up here, out of the way, right? So even though they're all Model Ts, they were continuous. Even mid-year, they'd make a change, a big change. To everything.
This is a little like a tow truck.
Yes, this is a tow truck.
Look at the back.
This one
Yeah.
was in service in San Antonio for over 50 years, delivering headstones. So he was a carver of
Headstones.
big headstones, and then they would deliver them out. Here's our school bus. So during our fly-ins and the like, we'll load the kids in the back of this and drive them around and sing songs and bounce them all over everything. And then this one is going to be built into armored cars. So they were turned in France into actual armored cars. And they're just Model Ts. So we're working on trying to recreate one. And then motorized bicycles were a big thing early on. So we've got a collection of those. Most of these are pre-World War I designs of actual, like there was a Flying Merkel
Yeah.
and a Thor and these. So these are actual redesigns of motorized bicycles. Everything in here but this one. Yeah, everything in here but this one. Not sure if I could get that one started. This one needs some work. So everything but these two actually could drive out of here.
Huh.
So
Oh, you got it working.
almost. So this is sort of the collection. We had a Model T Games 2 weeks ago. So they pull all the Model Ts out and they do, you have to drive forward and back in and turn, you know, and
Wow.
do an escort. That, so that's the nickel tour.
All right.
Hey, Al. That's Al. This is his motor garage.
Okay.
It says so on the side. I don't know if he had the paintbrush that day or somebody else painted that in his honor, but he created the tank and he's creating that car and all those bicycles at the end. He built all those.
Wow.
So,
Nice little place out here.
so there's our scrap heap. That scrap heap used to be this hangar and all of these panels, and half of these cars were just like you see parts out there, and we just get the itch to make something new and
You put it together.
put it together and build it. And so that's most of what we do between the work days. Work days, we like to clean things up, and you saw guys sweeping and doing other things, but we come out here other weekends and just build. So that's what a lot of people like to do, is just either learn how to do stuff or, you know, create something.
Yeah.
You saw the model airplanes in here. I'm building one that's got a 6 foot 8 inch wingspan.
Wow.
So working on that in my nights and weekends when put it on the kitchen counter. On my way. He sees it out there all the time. It's the only place big enough for me to build
Yeah.
that thing right
Guess that he's one of those guys that likes following where the eclipses are gonna be.
now. Yeah, it's just starting.
Yeah.
I brought a filter for my
Filter to look up at it.
Yeah. We'll go this way. Not be in your way. So on the 11th of November, everything will be out. We'll have food trucks, we'll have bands, we have people fly all sorts of planes in, all their own time. Like, I'm going to try to fly in if my engine gets fixed in time. And then just sort of twice a year, we just sort of spend the day.
Yeah, out here.
And we'll fill all the grass up on this side is parking, and we fill that up. And then around it, and more around the corner, so it gets a little crazy twice a year. But that next one's on November 11th.
November 11th.
Yeah. And the whole community comes out, and we have a good time.
Yep. Hey YouTubers, Jose Fantasticville here. I just finished the Pioneer Flight Museum tour here. It's off 1104 outside Kingsbury, Texas. It's also called the Kingsbury Aerodrome. Very nice stuff in there, rebuilds, models are building up again. And then some nice cars in there, Model Ts and other old cars, ambulances. Again, Jose Fantasticville. Hope you guys like this little aviation history and car history tour. If you like the video, like, share, subscribe. Have a good day. Adios.